Hi, everyone. So I wanted to come in here real quick to talk about something that I know it's been happening in Florida already. I know it's been some time now, and you're probably going to say, Jenny, you're coming in this a little bit late, but I'm coming in here with a different perspective, okay? So first, of course, somebody wants to call me right now. This is odd. Sorry, let me put my phone on do not disturb so that nobody disturbs me. Okay, there, do not disturb on. All right, so I want to talk about Florida, Ron DeSantis, some of the things that he just did, and then I'm going to go over it from a different perspective, okay? So bear with me. All right, so right now, well, not right now, about a month ago or maybe 2 months ago, Ron DeSantis signed the strongest anti-illegal immigration legislation in the country to combat Biden's border crisis, okay? Now, this is from an article that I read, and let me just tell you what the bill does, okay? So it requires employers to use e-verification to check the employment eligibility of employees and fine employees who fail to use e-verify $1,000 per day. So this is for employers that have over 25 employees. Okay, so if you're under 25 employees, you don't have to do the e-verification. Suspends license of any employer who knowingly employs illegal aliens and makes using a fake ID to gain employment a felony. Okay, so that's another one. Enhances penalties for human smuggling, including making knowingly transporting 5 or more illegal aliens or a single illegal alien minor second degree felony subject to $10,000 fine and up to 15 years in prison. Provides $12 million to continue the unauthorized alien transport program to relocate illegal immigrants to sanctuary jurisdictions such as California, New York. Bans local government and NGOs from issuing identification documents to illegal aliens, invalidates all out-of-state driver's license issued exclusively to illegal aliens. This is because in New York a few years ago, they approved the whole giving undocumented immigrants without anything really, no documents, license and stuff. Require hospitals to collect and report healthcare costs for illegal aliens. So this is to collect and report healthcare costs. This is not to report immigrants, okay? Hospitals don't care about that. Okay, so now let me give you the breakdown about this. Okay, you're probably like, Jenny, you should be concerned. This is your people. Okay, let's start off with this. I'm really tired of the fact that Hispanics, and it's mainly Hispanics, right, in South Florida. So I'm only talking to the Hispanics in South Florida. If this fits you in the category, then in your culture, and I failed to mention it, please don't get offended. This fits you as well. I'm really tired of how we have grown accustomed to being okay with mediocre, all right? I'm upset with how we're okay with allowing people to pay our people minimum wage, sometimes not even minimum wage, really, really crap money, okay? Because people can't survive off of $10,000, $20,000 a year. And we haven't done absolutely nothing about it, right? There's been no protests. Like, I don't see Hispanic people going outside of the sugar companies of these big, huge manufacturers that we have in South Florida for the agriculture crops and for the farming industry over there that, in fact, make millions of dollars with our hard work, okay? Understand how this looks like, right? The fact that we have so many immigrants that are known to be hard workers. Their work ethics are superb. Listen, I would prefer to hire an immigrant any day to come work for me, my company, than hiring an American citizen. That is the truth. I don't care what you have to say, but I know that my people, we're known to be hard workers because that's what we're trained to, right? Hard workers, break your back, sweat. You must go out there and make the money the way that we were taught from our parents. Hard workers. But when are we going to stand up for ourselves and no longer allow these employers to hire people for the crappiest money that they do. And that's exactly what Ron DeSantis just did, okay? You guys can call him a hypocrite. Oh, he doesn't care because now this is going to make it really hard for immigrants to work. No, it's not. Let me explain to you why it's not, right? This is where my perspective comes in. Did you know that businesses can actually claim and file to have immigrants to come work for them and give them a work permit? It's actually a tax deductible for businesses as well, by the way, in case you didn't know. It's requires the same amount of effort, you going out there to do your own paperwork. It requires almost the same amount of money. The only difference is that your employer puts the money if they really want you that bad. And there's 3 different categories for that. You're going to think, oh, it's for doctors, it's for lawyers, it's for people that come from other countries that have skilled stuff. No, if you are thinking about a skilled worker such as laborers, such as someone that is working in the sugar fields in Homestead, you fall under the E3 category, in case you have done the research. Okay, so let me explain to you a little bit about that. So it is, a small business can sponsor a green card for a prospective employee or a worker who is already employed. All right. What are the requirements? Before you can sponsor an employment-based green card, you will need approval from both the DOL and the USCIS. It is not hard to get, by the way, because I tried to do it for my company. Actually, for the company I work for. You get a perm labor certification, prevailing wage request. That's pretty much what it stands for. And you'll have to fill out an ETA 9141 form. Once you get that, then you can file an I-140. Here's the reason why I think this is perfect, right? Because if all of these sugar companies, manufacturers, factories love our work skills so much, then this is just going to force them to think outside the box and probably even start helping these people by gaining some legal access. Because if they're good enough to work for you for less than what minimum wage is, for 40, 50, 60 hours a week, 70 hours, whatever the normal hours is to work a week, if they're good enough for all of this stuff, then they should be good enough for you to claim them, to offer them some sort of work permit green card. Why not? Right? Why not? It's a tax deduction anyways. So here's my thing. Like, I know people are angry at Ron DeSantis, but I am sorry. I think that it's about time that somebody finally is sticking up to the Hispanic community, because we're not doing it. We're not out there with poster signs being angry about, oh, low this. Let me tell you, a few years ago, and it was a few years ago, when the United States, there was a bunch of and it was my particular age group, right? Millennials. We wanted $15 minimum wage, and we were fighting for $15 minimum wage. If you think about it, we're seeing the results of what $15 minimum wage does to the economy, right? Everything goes up. Okay, a burger's no longer $1. It's not. I can't, for the business that I'm in right now, if I want a receptionist, I can't hire a receptionist for less than $20 an hour. I would have to give them between $20 and $24 an hour just to hire a receptionist. And you're probably thinking, but a receptionist, all they do is answer calls and they file data entry. And this is not to minimize. Hey, listen, I started off as a receptionist at one point. This is not to offend any receptionists out there. You are doing work that I don't want to be doing. So thank you. I appreciate you for that. Right? So, I mean, why are we not paying them the same amount? And if you look at the census, because there is no actual census, there's no actual numbers of how many immigrants are working in these fields and working, excuse my French, their ass off. For us to get sugar, for us to get yogurt, for us to get bread, for us to get all these things into the grocery stores, picking tomatoes, picking strawberries, picking oranges, whatever it is that they're picking in over there in the homestead fields. And nobody's stopping to think, how is it that these people can do this? Well, because they're working. It's not just them. If it's a family of 4, guess what? The family of 4 is working. If it's mom, dad, and son and daughter, guess what? Son and daughter is also working half the time. They quit school Look at the numbers. Look at the amount of times. If you go to the Homestead, or you go to, and I keep saying Homestead because it's the one that I mostly know as. I know Fort Myers has another one, and I think somewhere up north from Fort Myers also has another field. I'm not really familiar with this, so I'm just sticking to what I'm familiar with. Homestead, right? If you go to the Homestead and you look at the community, you look at the school and the census and the amount of kids that go there, look at their dropout rates. Okay? Same thing in California. California, they claim that they care about immigration. Okay, thank you for letting all of them in. But can you do something about them? Can you make sure that these employers don't hire these people for what they're hiring them to give them peanuts? Right? Everybody fought about minimum wage, but what about minimum wage for our people, right? What about minimum wage for the immigrants? And I don't want to sit here and sound like every single immigrant that comes here is poor, because that's not the case. The majority, yes, but that's not the case. You have people that are coming from overseas. You have people coming from Canada. You have people coming from Saudi Arabia. You have people coming from Mexico, from Venezuela, that already have money and they're just coming here to live whatever life is that they feel like living. Right? So I don't want to sound ignorant and think that every single immigrant that comes in here is coming in here to work in the fields. But the majority of them are. That's my point. So for people to get mad at Governor Ron DeSantis, oh, by the way, e-verification, he did not make this law. This was already in effect. Matter of fact, most of businesses, since I've been working, and I've been working since I was 17 years old, okay? This is something that's just duh, you have to do for everyone. All he did was he enforced it. Okay, so he didn't make this new law. And then somebody else said to me, oh, but did you hear that now the hospitals are going to require to have to report immigrants? No, that's what the media is telling you. That's what the news, that's what Univision and Telemundo is telling you. Get off that. It's crap. You're listening to propaganda. All they have to do is report healthcare costs. Because if they were to report immigrants, that's a violation of human rights. That's a violation of just human as it is. They can't do that. They can only do it if there's child endangerment, if there's signs of domestic abuse, that perhaps somebody is abusing. Come on, you guys know this. CPS stuff, when they have to involve it for the children, if they're seeing some sort of neglect, if they're seeing some sort of abuse, that's when they need to report stuff to the authorities. But they don't care. Health workers don't care. Okay, Ron DeSantis doesn't care if you're an immigrant. You have to go to the doctor, okay? Stop. Enough with the fear tactics. Stop listening to Univision and Telemundo, people. And I'm probably going to do this in Spanish too. I don't know, but I'm tired of this. I'm tired of y'all looking at all the negative stuff. Remember, everything right now that's happening, this is just a leadway into what's going to happen next year, 2024. If you think stuff like this is bad, wait until 2024 when it comes, because 2024 is when the political mess and the propaganda and the marketing is going to get even there. By the way, I am not for Ron DeSantis. I have said this before. If you have not watched my previous videos, I am not for Democrats. I am not for Republicans. I am for the kingdom of God. But I want to inform people. That's why I'm doing this page. I want people to understand that I am not biased. There's no such thing as immigration reformation, but I applaud Ron DeSantis because for actually standing up for the Hispanic community, because we weren't standing up for ourselves. And now you have all these employers that have to figure it out, because guess what? The American citizens are not going to want to do that hard labor work. So they're going to have to start sponsoring. They're going to have to start sponsoring. So all this fear tactic of, oh, now there's not going to be no food, not enough food, there's going to be a huge thing. That's not happening in Florida. That's happening everywhere in the United States, by the way. Okay? So this little petty thing is nothing. I'm really happy that he did do this because finally somebody is standing up. And this is just going to open doors of opportunity for immigrants to get their documents in another form. Work permit, here we come. I-140s, I'm gonna have to learn how to do those now because I know how to do I-130s. Hey, I'm here for it. These are doors of it. These things are great. So that's it. That is my opinion on this. And let's see how long I ranted for. 15 minutes. Okay, this is gonna go on YouTube. But I'm also gonna post this on TikTok. So follow me if you have other things. And I want to hear what people have to say. And if you think I'm wrong, then tell me I'm wrong. You know, I don't care. I can take it. Let me know. I want to know what your opinion on this is. I don't think it's racist. I don't think he's he's against the community. I think he's actually doing us a favor, in my opinion. Bye.